Hey, who's that?
Okay, there we go.
Hi,
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
this is Judge Shelton. So, are those people in the back adopting those 3 kids in the front?
We would love that.
This is my favorite teacher. Miss Beckham.
Hi, hi.
Judge Crystal was one of my students in the paralegal program at Lamar.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She was an awesome
Great.
teacher.
I
Yeah.
went to school and graduated together, so I've known Crystal for almost 30 years.
Yes.
Wow.
I think it was 5th or 6th grade, maybe.
Yeah, it's
Oh
been
my
a long time, so maybe even longer than 30 years, but we won't say that.
Yes, she actually was with me whenever, talking to me whenever I was going through IVF. So Kelly's been there since day one.
It's okay. We won't need that.
Say hi. Who are you talking to?
He's like, what is that?
Who said that?
It's not David either.
He loves David Ada.
Crystal, what do your shirts say? I can't see them.
Oh, it says officially Team Lee in the date.
Oh, good. That's great.
Yes.
Getting
Mr.
restless?
Whitmore, huh?
Getting restless?
Marcus, we heard that there might be another attorney on your case.
There is, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna do this adoption first though, and then I'll get to y'all's case, all right?
Okay, Judge.
Right.
I think I'll make it's gonna be wrong.
Mine too.
Hey, when Miss Shipley gets on, let's just tell her we did it without her, okay?
Okay, sure. I want to see her reaction.
We should get a rebate.
Yes, she'll love that.
Get restless.
There she comes.
Oh, Jolie, you were running late. I went ahead and granted it. I was just getting ready to let him go. So congratulations, everybody.
It's not funny if you make me miss the good stuff.
Okay. All right. Let's give it just
I
one more
really
minute.
don't want to throw a temper tantrum on Zoom and YouTube, but you know I will.
Okay. We'll get started in just a few minutes.
Okay. I'm glad I told you.
Don't want to be late.
Okay.
He's talking to him. Who is that?
Says I do.
Raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to change my internet connection too. Goodness sakes.
See, Papa? There you go.
All right.
In a second, it'll turn into
He's still attracted to the screen.
I also needed to check with the Lees real quick. I got a message that we were doing a clown theme and someone might have suggested I dress as clowns.
Are you serious?
I don't know who that could have been.
Always a setup on these good days. Always a setup.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right. It's 1:31. Would you, Kelly, would you swear, everyone who's going to be a witness, would you raise your right hand and take the oath? Where did Kelly go? Oh, there she is.
I'm right here. I just need everybody to raise their right hand that's going to testify.
Everybody in the Lee photograph, including the people in
There
the
you go.
background. Raise them.
In the matter before the court, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I do.
Okay. Jolie, I guess officially we should start with the termination whenever you're ready.
Yes, Judge, we would ask that the court take judicial notice of the court's file in 238020, including the voluntary relinquishment of the biological father filed on 9/28 and the voluntary relinquishment of the mother filed on 9/28 and the affidavit of concerning interstate compact in the ad litem report.
Okay, I'll take judicial notice of that and of the affidavits of relinquishment of parental rights. So whenever you're ready to proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Crystal Lee. Would you state your name for the record?
It's Crystal Lindley.
And Miss Lee, are you aware of the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment filed by Bryce Scalf, the biological father, and by Cassandra Ramos, the biological mother?
Yes.
Do you believe they freely and voluntarily entered into those affidavits?
Yes.
And were they aware that you all were going to keep the child and adopt the child?
Yes.
And do you believe that for no other reason than their choice, nothing mean or ugly, that this court should accept their loving decision as the biological parents and terminate the parental rights of those two people?
Yes.
And do you believe it's in the best interest of that child to have that happen?
Yes.
And now, if the court does that, then for a hot minute, maybe a second longer, there will be no parents to this child. Are you promising this court that very quickly thereafter you will proceed with an adoption to provide parents for this child?
Yes.
Pass this witness.
Did you have any questions of the witness, Donnie?
No, I don't, Judge.
Okay. Anything further on the termination?
Judge, on the termination, that would be all we have besides any updates to her report by the ad litem.
And Donnie, do you have any witnesses or evidence or opinions?
I don't have any witnesses, but my opinion is that this is definitely in the best interest of this child
Okay.
for the termination and adoption to go forward.
Okay. So the court will find that the termination of the parental rights is in the child's best interest, and I will appoint the petitioners for as managing conservators for, as Ms. Shipley said, 1 hot minute. All right. Okay, so we're done today, right?
No, we need to do our other, that other issue, just
Oh.
one more issue.
Okay, no, all right, let's see. Everyone is still under oath, so let's take up the other cause, which would be the adoption.
So Judge, we would ask that the court take judicial notice of the court's file in 238021, including the recently granted termination and the other cause number, the background checks, the order appointing the evaluator, as well as that home study evaluator's completed evaluation and recommendation.
Okay, and any then I'll take judicial notice and admit those as exhibits.
Okay, so now we're going to switch it up. I'd like to call Jeffrey Lee.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Would you state your name?
Jeffrey Wayne Lee.
And do you know where did he go? Who's the lady sitting between you and your wife behind you?
This is my mother-in-law.
My mom, Linda Tate.
And what name, Mr. Lee, does that person go by to this child?
Linda, or grandma, I'm sorry.
You better not
Okay.
call her
Being official,
Linda.
being official.
Corbin is not required to call her Linda. I'm just going to tell you that. Okay, and then who is that, that guy that looks like that kid's wrapped around his finger back there in the back corner?
That is Pawpaw.
Yeah.
Pawpaw.
Okay, and can you tell me who Pawpaw is holding?
Who is,
Oh,
Corbin. Corbin.
Okay,
Corbin
and I
Chris-
gotta get just Mr. Lee to answer for just a second, okay? Okay, and so, how long have you known Corbin, Mr. Lee?
Well, September the 8th.
And you were actually
Well, yeah,
met, your-
well, actually, we knew him before, way before that, years before, because we had his name picked out. But anyway,
In
yeah,
the womb. He knew him in the womb.
yeah.
That's what I was going with.
Right,
okay, and you met him physically though on his birthday.
correct.
And, were you sure when you saw him, he was the one?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
And have you had any doubts about that since then?
absolutely not.
And if he's gonna call that lady grandma and that guy papa, what's he gonna call you?
Poppy. You can call me dad.
And can you think of a sweeter word?
Father?
Okay, but does that sound like a good idea to you to be dad?
Yes, yes.
Now, do you understand that if this judge signs this order, it is a forever order that makes you both the legal and the moral father forever?
That's great. Yes, I understand.
And do you understand that that obligation does not end when they turn 18? It's actually a lifetime commitment.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And do you understand that when he turns 16, you're going to need to buy him a car?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I
Fully
just wanted to
aware.
make sure for the record, he said, yes, ma'am. And then my final question to you, Mr. Lee, is are you clear and do you understand that Judge Shelton, being the wise older man that he is, has an absolute zero return policy? Once this is completed, you cannot drop him off at the courthouse or Judge Shelton's home.
Well, that's perfectly fine with me.
But you could drop him off to me to babysit.
Pawpaw.
I passed this witness
Okay,
and I would,
you want to call your next witness?
I would like to call Miss Lee back to the stand.
Okay.
Miss Lee, what is that young man gonna call you?
Mommy, that's
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. I kept thinking, what's she talking about? I'm sorry about that. Of course, mommy.
Okay, and is that what you want to be known by?
Yes, I've wanted that for a long time.
And do you promise to take care of him forever and always?
Always.
And you know that that includes monitoring social media?
If I allow him to get on social media.
That includes you making all the snacks and lunches for the sporting events and school stuff?
Yes.
And you know you have to do laundry forever?
Yes, it's worth it.
And you still want this job, don't you?
Oh, yes, yes.
And you're asking the court to grant the adoption. And in fact, because of the relationship you all had, Corbin was given the name at birth that you and Mr. Lee chose, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so he is already named as you all would name him, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I passed this witness. Judge, if I may collectively call those people known as Grandma and Papa.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm
Ma'am,
here.
sir, I will be asking you a series of yes or no questions. I'm hoping that you can answer in unison and that your answers are the same. Do you all believe this is a good idea to do this adoption?
Yes.
And do you promise to always love this child?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you promise to always support this family and pray for them?
Yes.
And do you promise to continue to babysit for free?
Yes.
Okay, I think on behalf of Corbin, I have secured him competent caregivers, adequate backups, and a car. And Judge, on that, we would ask that you sign the order.
Okay, well, I am going to grant the order, but first I need to, so Mr. Lee, I heard Ms. Shipley make you promise to buy Corbin a car, but I'm looking at a picture of your house that's in the home study, and that's a big front yard. So I think you should commit to buying Corbin a lawnmower when he gets old enough to be able to do yard work, because
That sounds good to me.
that looks like a big front yard. Okay. Well, the court will find that the court has jurisdiction over the subject matter and of the parties, and I'll find that all the requirements for the adoption have been met, and I'll find this is a wonderful, loving family, and it's official. Corbin is adopting you today. Oh, and I'm changing Corbin's name. All right. Corbin Christopher Lee, right?
Christian.
Christian Lee. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, congratulations. Listen, officially, you're not supposed to copy the YouTube, but I'll go ahead and leave it up. So if you guys want to copy it or watch it, I'll leave it up for a while. Okay.
Good deal.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So congratulations. Yeah, y'all
Thank
look like a
you.
very nice family. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, and thank
Uh-huh.
you, Ms. Beckham, for your services again.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Judge.
God bless y'all.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.